it up.
This is really, it's all up to Solar, I feel. Dark is playing very responsive in these games. He's making tough decisions, but he's winning the games off of them. Solar is the one who's making the game. He's choosing the builds.
And he is. Guys, we're going into set number 5. It's going to be the last game of the entire night to decide who will win the CrossFinals and who is the best player in Korea. Let's jump into Dust Towers right now and find out. The perfect map to end it on. Everybody's favorite map, Dusk Towers. In the bottom left, in the red. Losing 2 in a row, but he's got a shot to win it. If he can win this, it's Solar.
His opponent to the top right, lost Season 2 Finals. Can he win the CrossFinals? It's Dark. I'd say the cheers for him in this intro were 10 times higher than Solar. He's massively crowd favorite right now. Everyone is on his side. I think they want
comeback kid.
Well, I think the idea too here is if he wins, and they both at least win something here in the summer season.
And then everybody wins, including the fans.
Fans already won because we were in Game 5. Doesn't matter if.
Yeah, we had some sick series today. Like Solar versus SOS was like, eh. But then we had Dark versus Beyond, and now we're having this series.
And look what's happening. For the first time, as you mentioned, Solar is going to be drone scouting. The previous series he did not. And this time he's going to confirm for the first time. Instead of just assuming, which I think is part of the weakness, especially in Game 3. In Game 4, I feel like no matter what happened, if Solar just didn't attack there, either player could have won, but because he did, he lost the game. So that's not about like builds or meta or mind games. That was just a decision. But
yeah,
in Game 3, I feel like Dark, what he chose and the limited information Solar had was so powerful that it really helped him win that game. Looks like these two are going to mirror it for the time being. We'll have to keep our eyes on that production tab to see who takes a third base or who adds a Baneling Nest. Roach Warren also possible. We see like a super fast, aggressive Roach Warren, but Link Speed coming up first. And it's going to kind of slowly transition to that mid game.
And I wonder what these two players are going to be going for here. It was kind of interesting just getting a small look into the mind of Dark. We saw the drone come out of the hatchery and move towards the third base and then go back. I wonder if he was thinking, maybe I should go for an earlier third base here, but then he decided not to. Now he's going to drop it down on the almost exact same time as Solar. We're going to have a bit of a longer game here, perhaps. We are going to go up to 3 bases at least. Baneling Nest again for Dark.
Excuse me, yeah. My voice is dying today for some reason.
It's a bit of a longer day.
It is. We've been
fun day.
2. I guess we're nearly hitting the 6-hour mark. That's a long cast. But I enjoyed every moment of it. Well, this little poke here is going to scout the hatch timing. Roach Warren coming up versus a Baneling Nest on the side of Dark. So we're going to see that mobile Speedling Baneling composition versus the harder, more sturdy Roach composition that could get overrun, but as time goes on becomes, it's like a sticky comp. You can't really get rid of it, and suddenly you can't really pressure it anymore, and it snowballs into, okay, the Roach comp is stronger. Dark, though, will get a faster lair in this game. I'm hoping for Mutas. When I see a lair, my first thought is Mutas when it's a quicker lair like this one, but I think it's just going to be for Roach speed again.
2 more gas.
Yeah, and you know what? He doesn't have a Roach Warren.
He still hasn't added the Roach Warren. Yeah. I mean, the Roach Warren has to come down soon if he wants to line it up with the Roach upgrades.
Oh, he turned for 1 second. That's all it takes. This is why this matchup is so crazy. You know what? It's probably even worth it they lost to Baneling to deny that scout.
Oh, yeah. I definitely agree. And we do see the Roach Warren coming down, so it looks like it will just be Roach upgrades.
What a buzzkill Valdez.
I mean, he's adding another gas, though. Maybe it's just like a safety Roach Warren, just to make sure he doesn't die.
Okay.
He did just use all of his larva on drones. We'd have to see the Spire now.
He has enough money. but it's
well, he's adding two spines too.
I think it's because Solar made 9 roaches early, so he's just trying to survive. I don't think he can go Mutas here. It's way too late. Even if he was thinking about it, now that he has to defend this, he has to stop. Solar again decides to turn around, which forces the cancel. Oh, and he goes for it. Now that he turns around, he's like, no, I think actually, because he has 2 overlords, he sees whether he's committing or not with those 2 overlords right outside this ramp. When he turns back around, he's like, no, I can go Spire now. And this is sneaky, this is tricky.
This is so crazy that he does this too on this map.
5 gas Spire.
Yeah, I think he canceled that gas. Maybe he doesn't want Solar to know. Because taking that gas out there, why would you ever do that? If you're going roaches, you could just take your back gas safer and later. You don't need this gas at the natural, or rather at the third base.
I think he did see the 5th gas, not the 6th. This is actually going to trigger him to attack again. This is very mind gaming what we're watching here in this final game. Okay, he turns around, Roach at the top of the ramp, slowing him down. He's got his own lair coming up soon. Will he blind Spore? He'll need to have Spores ready pretty soon. Look at all those Overlords. They are all ripe for the picking. I mean, they're all in one place, and they're vulnerable. How many mutas can he afford? 6, probably 7 very soon here. And just look at that. That's an Overlord depot right there, ready to be destroyed. 5, so he can make 7 mutas.
Yep, there he goes. Going up to 7.
Might even commit to like 10. Let's see if he gets the 8th.
Yep, there it is. 2 more drones. And as you said before, it's not really like we see, mutas being heavily committed to as a composition anymore. You use them, you get them out, you try to harass with them, you keep your opponent in your base, you control the map. This is a very big map, very easy to control the map with mutas. You can kill a bunch of overlords, so you get that damage done.
On Dust Towers, I think you need to go like immediately because it's such a long rush distance. I guess he doesn't know about this Overlord dump, but I was going to say if he goes immediately, he gets us. If he doesn't, then obviously Solar's just going to pull them back to safety. He made 4 Spores, I believe, 3 or 4, and now this is not going to be able to do any more direct damage. But he did kill several Overlords. In fact, might get 1 more here, 2 more. Oh, going to commit to drones. Ooh, under Spore. Takes like 4 shots to kill a Muta, and that's real quick. That's a very fast attack speed structure. Lurker's on the way for both players, too.
Yeah, he gets a bit of damage done with the mutas, but then immediately throws down 2 Evos and, the Hydralisk Den into immediate Lurker Den.
Dead even worker count right now.
Yeah, taking a look at the units here, it's 13-8 in favor of Solar for Roaches, and 7-6 for Hydras, and obviously Dark has the mutas.
Dark has the mutas, but he also has less gas as a result. Not as less gas as you might expect because he took so much gas so early, he mined so much more gas. So he's only about 300 gas behind. And when we're talking about Lurkers, they both have so much gas that it's going to line up kind of with their minerals anyways, how many Lurkers they can make. Oh man, if he flies over these Hydras, okay, he turns around. That Overseer is a godsend for him right now, spotting this army's positioning. Now he may try to force a cancel on this base, but Solar's going to camp it as a result. There's no reason to attack, just hold this 4th.
It's interesting because Solar has to keep some of his Hydras as Hydras if he ever wants to move out against the mutas. Whereas Dark, once he gets that Lurker, then he can just make all of those into Lurkers if he wants.
Yeah, this is true. They should have enough Hydras to where they're going to have a mix no matter what, but Solar's going to have to be much more conscious of this, right? Like, he's really going to have to make sure he has anti-air, or else his Lurkers will just be killed by mutas. And as you mentioned before, when we had the Spire game where Dark lost, the switch potential is always there. So if you clear all the Hydras, and suddenly you just kill the Lurkers with mutas.
Not that many Hydras out there. There's 4 in that unit composition right now. He's got more on the way. He has 7 total currently. I think that's why he's waiting.
They're going to keep some, Hydras obviously do very good range DPS. Hydras are going to be helpful even at killing Lurkers, right? Because Lurkers killing Lurkers is pretty rare, just because of the way they work in their range and they're burrowed and they can't move. So Hydra range coming up for both players. Dark gets his 2nd, almost done. Already getting the infestation bits, already kind of transitioning. But
Solar's got a hive.
Yeah, the hive is on the way here for Solar first. So
that's a lot of upgrades. You know, he's getting +2 burrow and burrow movement.
This is kind of like the trend we've been seeing for a lot of the series is Solar's kind of one step ahead every time. Now I like this. This is cute. He's denying gas mining. That's the most important thing to do in this matchup. The gas mining is everything. That's how you make expensive tech units, how you get upgrades. And the Nidus, I'm surprised they've even been able to get this much damage, killing so many overlords, killing that extractor. Ouch. Does not want to be there. This is an ill-fated attack. Forward movement may allow him to escape.
Yeah, no overseer.
Ooh, he's trying to get this before +2.
Oh, that was close.
Very close.
Hydras just barely get there. And, I mean, that's important. We're going to have +2 now to just the 1-1 of Dark for a very long time.
Let's not forget the Nidus network that's down on the map right now. That could definitely allow him some crazy shenanigans, that teleport system. Can come over here, harass us. There's no drones. Hydras are very nearby. He needs to watch this. In fact, he may just toss these meters away. Yeah, that's actually okay.
Yeah,
he needs the better units anyways, the mutas.
Who knows if it was on purpose, but either way, like...
Definitely wasn't too focused on them.
I agree with you, you know. Nice little snipe here.
Oh man, he should cancel that. Our observer just doesn't want us to know if cancels happened today.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think it was a cancel, yeah. Alright, Lurker's in the Nidus. Nidus in the main. Wow. Underneath the overlords too. He might not notice that as quickly on the minimap.
Cool little thing. He is bringing a bunch of his units over, though.
And obviously, Solar doesn't know there is a Nidus on the map at all. If he gets a concave at the top of this ramp, this could be huge. Already burrows his Lurkers first. He has Hydras and Roaches. Those Hydras, not all of them can get up the ramp. There's so many Lurkers here for Dark. Solar's taking too much damage.
I think he did it. He got the top of the ramp, and that's huge with your Lurkers.
Now he can actually kill the base. And don't forget he can retreat. Very, very, very lucky is Solar that he does not have his hive in the main.
At the same time, he's going to lose his 5th, though. Viper's trying to get into the mix. They're going to pull a Lurker. I guess that's one way to defend.
Oh, man, he's losing so much, though. He lost his 5th base, as you mentioned, and losing more and more workers now. Worker count evened up. He hasn't even dealt with all these units. He didn't retreat. He was not able to use the Nidus to escape, but I think this was an amazing trade for Dark, who still has a bank. Someone needs to counterattack.
You might look at the supply and say, hey, it looks like Dark is defeated, but no, he just has a larva problem. It looks like he's not making units unless he's still trying to decide.
Yeah, it looks like a larva problem based on the unit tab that just came up.
Oh, some free Lurkers running in.
Okay.
And, you know, Solar does deny that 5th base again.
Yeah, that was very important. But he lost his main. This attack, he has to hold it somehow. And I don't know if he can without
I'm not sure
larva.
that he can.
But he does have Lurkers and he's burrowed first. His position is better. But will the numbers actually just drive him out? Will Solar win yet again off a counterattack?
He's got the Vipers.
Oh, he's got Blinding Cloud. He can also pull. And here they come. Lurkers get pulled down, several of them. But still, he has the better position. It's hard to attack with Lurkers into Lurkers unless you have such a larger amount, as you can see here. Blinding Cloud might be the way to go, but he's preferring the Abducts, and now the army supply is even, and this base is dead. What a close call, but
oh man, this
it's
game
not even
is
like
so
defender's
close right
advantage,
now.
it's Lurker's advantage. You have the Lurkers first, you know. You have
better
to
position. It's so hard to attack in.
You have to burrow underneath Lurker spines in order to attack Lurkers with Lurkers. So during the burrow animation, you take damage.
And Solar did just morph a bunch of Lurkers here, so he is ahead in the Lurker count for now. And he's going to try to bait Dark into an attack here. Overseer, though, is going to spot this. He's going to pull a bunch of the Lurkers now.
So funny to see a Lurker get pulled out of the ground. Vipers have no chill. And I mean, the Hydra count is 21 to 10, a much higher Hydra count for Solar, because he's starting to realize he has to attack. And Hydras are more effective at attacking than Lurkers are, you know, because they can fire while they're moving, basically, you know, stutter stepping and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's trying to do some pressure while he gets another base. The bank is just way better for Dark. And if he builds a larva count, even if he takes a bad trade, he can just remax so instantly. This is nice. Another Nidus, but
that's going to be good for hitting that 5th.
Yeah.
Solar's actually retaking that base in the main. There must be leftover minerals there that make it worth it. He pulled his own Overseer.
I guess he was maybe trying to save or made his mistake. I was like,
I think so. It was like right over the Lurker.
Yeah. I wasn't really looking at exactly where that overseer was when he got pulled.
And now he's going to back off. I like this because he's going to be in position to defend. He's also got his Roaches still in position to deny the space. Another no cancel, and he's ready here for the defense, so he's going to defend his base.
Oh man, these Roaches not being controlled. Okay, he's going to try to just trade those Roaches that he's going to lose for these. It should be a good trade, but he needs to get another base.
That he
Dark
does.
is playing
where's it going to be, you know?
He's playing this map like he played it earlier with the ZVT, with the Niduses, the pulling apart, but if you send Roaches one place, you're weaker somewhere else, and we're seeing the effects of this now. He needs another base. It's almost like, okay, I was about to say, if he's make it, it's almost like he's just decided he's going to do one more attack, and that's going to be it. Solar has also followed his example and has gotten his own Nidus network, and he'll be using that to attack from the same place Dark was attacking Byun on this map in the round of 4, over there at the 3 o'clock expansion. This is a crazy game. This is the game everybody wanted for ZVT.
This is what it's supposed to be for Game 5.
All right, Viper counts 4-0, in fact. No Vipers on the map for Solar currently.
Oh no, he's got 6.
Oh, okay, well, I don't know why it showed up on the unit tab for me. By the way, this is going to be a small exchange here. Looks like Dark is there.
Nidus Swarm detected. It's in the main.
I think he sees it. Don't forget, +3 on the way for Dark. I don't think Solar ever even started that.
No, he's got +3 and +1 armor.
So he's had the better upgrades the whole time. Does he know about this Nidus, though?
I think he knows now. He's pulling it back, but already the units come out, and this may be a...
It's the same thing that happened before.
Yeah, a replay. He tries to block the ramp even with the Lurkers there for just a bit.
Pretty sick attempt, but the units were not in the network, it looks like here. Not all of them. Now they're finally coming out, but it's not enough. Dark coming in. I think Solar should just retreat. He can't win this fight.
He needs to. Get back in there.
Oh, these Vipers weren't there. Vipers can't go through Nidus, and Blinding Cloud goes down.
And one thing we didn't mention.
Greater Spire.
Greater Spire. It's already out on the map here for Dark, and already 4 Broodlords are morphed.
He also deals with Solar. We didn't talk about he was being harassed from the high ground on his 4th base, and he did deal with that now. He's finally resumed mining from that. The Broodlords coming out partially due to the better bank that Dark built over that long period of time where he had that economic lead. Even though he had to lose his 5th base several times, when he was up a whole hatchery, he built a large bank, and that allowed him to transition these Broodlords faster. Now, let's not forget, though, there are Hydras, and there are also Vipers. So the answer to Broodlords might not be Corruptors in this case, but actually Vipers with Abducts. But the answer to the Vipers is Corruptors, probably. So we're going to be seeing a little bit of everything here in just a moment.
It's going to be a bit of a fun one here. See how it goes. The pull's on the enemy Vipers.
Oh, Parasitic Bomb goes down, though. Good splits here from Dark. And not the best on that Viper, though. The Broodlords survive, though. They have so much health that even Parasitic Bomb is enough to kill them. These Lurkers losing value now. And he needs to, I think, make Hydras for the time being and pull more, try to pull these Broodlords if he can.
Yeah.
Does Solar have his own Spire?
Yeah, he does. Okay. He's got a Spire, but not a Greater Spire.
Yeah, he's making Corruptors now. He's trying to get those out.
22 Hydras on the map here for Solar. Doesn't seem like he has much Viper energy. A lot of his Vipers got pulled. Okay, there's the Vipers.
All right, Corruptor's coming in here. He's trying to bait them into the Hydras. This is getting super technical. Parasitic Bomb is everything right now. Good split here again. That Overseer. It's a cool looking animation. And here come the Broodlords. He's sieging it up. He's taking another base. This hatchery is taking damage from Consume as well. I mean, he needs to be really careful. Okay, here's the kind of play I'm talking about. Parasitic Bomb and also the Abducts. So you have to fight these Broodlords.
Vipers are so important in this matchup right now. You could even go for Blinding Clouds, you know, if Dark goes for the engage, you get a couple of Abducts when you can, and then Blinding Cloud. There are the huge Abducts.
He needs a Parasite. Okay, Parasitic Bomb goes off, and he still can't capitalize on an engage during this. Look at the gas bank for Solar, or rather the lack thereof. I mean, he's very low on gas. He's really struggling. He needs another Parasitic Bomb. He goes for the Abduct instead because it's not, if
you can't deal with the Broodlords.
Yeah, the Broodlords don't die. Okay, he's going to fight here under the Hydras. The ground army here, it looks like it might just barely be bigger for Dark. Here comes some more Roaches. He's going to win the air battle and the ground battle. And the game as well, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's the fight. There you go. Dark, he did it. The 4 Broodlords, the heroes here, and the sick pulls on the enemy Vipers were just too much.
And now, I mean, we see a counterattack over here. This is very significant, but I just don't think he'll ever be able to deal with this army if Dark just continues to push with this. There's Spore Crawlers, he's killing the Corruptors, but his Corruptors can't kill the ground army of Dark. He's going to try to snipe the Broodlords, but he can't deal with the ground army, which is why his Corruptors are going to die to Hydras eventually. Look at this army.
Oh, the Roaches.
That's the army that's going to make him type out here. Even though he won the Star League final, it looks like in the CrossFinal, Dark will persevere.
He gets his revenge, and I'm sure he's going to be really happy about that. Just way too many Roaches, way too much stuff here. As he pushes in and kills base by base. Solar, he doesn't want to accept it.
He doesn't want to, but I think at this point he must. Down 80 supply, GG! And congratulations, Dark is your CrossFinal champion. Very impressive play throughout the series. In the finals, he gets the reverse sweep, down 0-2 and wins 3 in a row. These guys are just giving us amazing Zerg versus Zerg finals.
Yeah, and when you get to this level of play, it's unbelievable to see what some of these players can do. Such a close series, but in the end, Dark is your winner. And of course, we will be having an interview with him shortly to see how he feels finally taking a win.
Absolutely incredible performance from all 4 players tonight. Solar, so dominant in his first series, then goes up 2-0 in the finals. Looks like it might even be a 3-0, and Dark brings it back. What a series. And the crowd is going wild here. We are going to have an interview.
We did have a huge crowd for this finals as well. Packed house here.
크로스파이널에서 멋진 경기 보여준 일단 2명의 선수에게
Let's see what they have to say.
받도록 하겠습니다. 먼저 준우승자 강민수 선수입니다. 네, 오늘 굉장히
First, we have our second place
2대0으로 앞서가고 있었단
is
말이에요.
Solar. You're ahead 2-0.
네네.
Yeah, I let my guard down too much. A little bit disappointed. But I do have to admit my opponent was better.
근데 약간 방심을 했었기 때문에 또 강민 선수가 너무 또 잘했고 네, 아쉽게 패배 승승소리 역전을 당하고 말았습니다. 그래서 정말 오늘 멋진 경기 기가 막히게 잘 보여줬습니다.
Also in his GG message, he said, "Congratulations, Dark."
강민 선수의 이런 경기력 그리고 물오른 실력 이런 것들 다 아마 확인했을 것 같습니다.
일단 진짜 아까 맨 처음에 들어오는데 팬분들이 진짜 너무너무 많이 와주셨더라고요.
네네.
그래서 진짜 감사드리고
When I first walked into the studio, there's so many fans, so many people came today.
큰 대회, 큰 무대에서 더 좋은 성적으로
I was really impressed.
더 좋은 모습 보여드릴 수
But I know
있습니다.
this isn't the end. I have Kespa Cup, I have BlizzCon, so I had to make sure I make a good showing as well in those tournaments.
그 경기에 임하는 각오 한마디 부탁드립니다.
일단 앞으로 그 진짜 대회가
In reference to
앞으로
those
더 많을
tournaments,
거니까
what are your
응원
plans
많이 해주시고
going forward?
캐스파컵과 블리즈컨 꼭 우승해서 최고의 적으로
There's a lot of tournaments, so please cheer for me a lot.
준우승자 강민 선수에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
I'll make sure I get a really solid result at the Kespa Cup.
자, 이제 오늘 주인공이죠.
It's on Tuesday, guys. We're starting the group stage. We're going to have one group
우승자
every night.
박명 선수입니다.
So now we're going to hear from our champion, Dark.
2대0으로 지고 있었어요. 저희가 중계할 때도 박영우는 2016년
You were
최고
losing
한자를
2-0
보내고 있었지만
beginning of the
강민수에게는 안
series.
되는 것인가 이런 얘기를 많이 드렸었는데 패패 승승승입니다.
And even the
굉장히
casters
좀
were saying,
심정가 불안하지 않았습니까?
the Solar just have him in his hands. He's got the match controlled. Is it over?
네.
How do you feel with the match? When I was losing 2-0, I really thought, man, Solar's a great player. He's playing so well. It looks like I'm just going to get second place at Kespa Cup yet again. He lost to Sue
포인트도
in
포인트지만 무려
2015.
2천만
But I switched my strategy, and it worked really well. So true. We talked about that throughout the evolvement of this series.
챔피언을 통해서 4천만 원을 벌었지만
So about 20 grand you've earned with the prize money here, 15 more than your opponent.
지난 시즌에
One day.
하루 만에 1,500만 원을 날려가지고
네네네. 이번에도 그럴 수 있었어요.
이번에도
Last season I missed 15K in one
본인이랑
day.
좀 거리가 먼가 보다
네, 네.
우승하게 돼서 되게 기뻤어요.
언제쯤 이제 내가 역전할
So
수
this
있겠다.
time I'm
내가,
glad I
이거
made up
우승할
for
수
it
있겠는데?
and won the 20.
이런 생각을 할 수 있었으니까.
좀 2대1로
So
지고 있을 때도
when did you really feel like you
불리하겠구나라는 생각을
could
했었는데
take it?
2가 되고 나서
2대2. 네.
그때부터 좀 자신감을
Even when I was losing
마지막
2-1,
경기에서도 정말 자신감 있는 경기를 하면서
I felt like I was blind. I was unable to really focus. But when we brought it back to 2-2, that's when I got my confidence. That's when I knew I could win.
2016 크로스파이널
So
시즌
that is it for the interview.
And you have your winner. It is Dark.
자, 저희가 이제는 바로
What a great
시상을
CrossFinals this
준비하도록
was.
하겠습니다.
Both
먼저
CrossFinals, amazing
준우승자
turnout of
강민 선수의
crowd.
시상이 있겠습니다.
We had two
오늘에서
amazing
함께해 주신
finals last
박지영
season
해설이
and this one as
도와주시겠습니다.
well.
자, 어서 나와 주십시오.
We're gonna go have our awards ceremony.
자,
Solar
준우승자 강민
gonna take
선수에게
that 5K.
상금이 주어집니다.
He made 7.5 today, including the Archon match that he won with Dark.
That's right. So Dark also will take 22.5 if you think about it that way.
Yeah.
오늘 정말
And Solar, I mean, a very
수고 많이 하셨고요.
impressive run this
우승자
year.
시상을 바로
I feel like he was
권행하도록
always good at online tournaments. He had great ZVP in Pro League last year and even in 2014, but now he's finally a champion, a dominant player, the best player in Star League, and here the second best in Korea. But our winner, Dark, he couldn't win 2 Star Leagues, but he will take home 22.2 tonight with his win and his Archon match win.
그리고
And he will be the 2016 Kespa Cup, or excuse me, not Kespa Cup, CrossFinal Season 2 champion.
Not quite yet. That's coming soon.
That's coming soon.
Nice little trophy he gets as well. Put that on his shelf.
And there you have it. So we had Stats as our Season 1 CrossFinal champion, and now Dark. And it's kind of funny, those two were the ones in the finals for Star League in Season 1.
Yeah.
Now they've won these CrossFinals.
I think Dark, in winning this tournament, we talk about the money, the trophy, the pride, all that stuff, but I think it's, there's a lot to say about he won Season 1 of SSL. He came in second in the second SSL, and then he won the CrossFinal. He beat Bjorn in a best of 5, even though he lost to him in the round of 60 to the GSL. This time, on this stage, he beats him in the best of 5, and Bjorn is the GSL champion, right? So Dark has to feel really good about himself, and maybe even call himself the best player in Korea currently.
I think you really can. I mean, he beat both champions tonight. That's incredible. Now,
And he won a championship himself.
Yeah. So we're going to talk with the GSL casters a little bit here, I guess,
전향을 준비하시는 것 같은데 하여튼 이런 조합으로
So anyway,
해봐서 너무 즐겁고요.
it's just awesome that we have these guys down here, and Rain saying, of course, he's happy to be here representing Africa and the GSL, or excuse me, he's saying it was a great one. I'm like really,
Yeah.
I'm like throwing myself off here.
You're like,
JYP was here from the GSL, and Gisado was saying thank you to them for coming.
Yeah. It's always
totally spaced out, but yeah.
It's always a great, we don't quite have the same experience because obviously Tastosis aren't here doing this with us. We didn't do the other one with them, but it's kind of a cool camaraderie thing between Spo TV, between Africa. We kind of mix and match for these cross finals.
It's for StarCraft, This is about the game, the esport, the history, and we've got 2 former pro gamers up on that stage from StarCraft 2, Rain and JYP. Gisado is actually one of the first people I ever met when I moved to Korea. I lived with him for a while, so I used to play ladder games against him. We hit each other on the ladder all the time. He's a great random player, just like Kanata. He's kind of like the Africa version of Kanata, if you will. So he came here as well, and I mean, it was a great season of StarCraft, including the Africa season and our season. So that GSL, SSL, Dark wins it all at the CrossFinals in this exhibition match, and he didn't get the second Star League he wanted, but I think this is a great consolation. But what I want everyone to focus on right now, I want everyone to think about what's about to happen on Tuesday, Kespa Cup. We want to get you guys to use the hashtag Kespa Cup, send your comments and questions. Please do that. Hashtag Kespa Cup. Go out there, ask questions, give comments.
Yeah, like who do you think is going to win, or predictions from the groups, or if you have questions or for the players, maybe we can get those asked, or you know, if you have comments in general, you can just say whatever. You might show up on the stream like we're doing it for the the Korean stream. But Kespa Cup is, we're bringing foreign players over, but there's also going to be a lot of cool inclusion, with the English stream as well.
That's right. So use that hashtag. That's how SportTV is going to hear what you guys want to hear, want to see from Kespa Cup. Use that hashtag, and we'll see you there on Tuesday. And it's going to be running for several days. We're going to have 4 days in a row of the round of 16, and the round of 8 will be on one day, and then the round of 4 and finals will be on October 2nd. So it's going to be basically about a week of amazing StarCraft content with top foreigners from around the world as well. The first time this year we see Koreans and foreigners collide at this global event.
That's where a lot of people are, there's a lot of hype being generated, especially, get them all in the different groups and see how they do. I feel like Neeb's got a great chance. Nurchio and Marine Lord will see. True, also a fantastic player. Funny, kind of a Korean from the NA side of things coming over, winning that spot. But he crushed that recent tournament that he won. I forget exactly which one that was, but
I mean, this is just
also a great player.
This is just an incredible lineup of players. One of the best we ever had. We have Maru in the tournament as well. We have top 4 Pro League players, 8 qualified players, and then top 4 foreigners seeded from. It's called a seed challenge, but it's not a seed really. It's a qualifier.
Yeah.
So basically, best players from around the world. Do not miss that. Tell your friends about it, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, that's going to be it for us, guys. We'll see you next time at the Kespa Cup.